Hello, Alexander. How you doing? Okay, so cool. I'm looking at your post, and I just want to mention before I get started, I just want to mention just a couple of things. Number one, thank you so much for working your way back in to things. That's awesome. Number two, thanks for your honesty in our conversation, our discussion. And I maintain that if I can help you out in any way, I'll go ahead and do that. I know there's only a couple weeks left in the class, but that's fine. And moving forward in your student career, since I'm familiar with you, I've had you as a student before. I'm willing to help you out to get through some of those things that we talked about. So please feel free to get with me, man. I'll coach you through anything that you feel is warranted. So all right, cool. Let's take a look at your work. So I want to look at the work, and I just want to say that I'm seeing everything here that we're supposed to be seeing. I'm seeing your visual experimentation, your concept development per se. And that's great, and that's great. And, stuff like this, nothing is outside the realm of possible. So I believe in sketching anything that comes into your mind. And the more sketches we have, the more ideas we actually springboard off those sketches. So, realistically, you go into a project like this, and you're going to be expected to sketch, hundreds, if not thousands of thumbnails. So this is really great that you're used to this kind of visual exploration in the concept development stage. Awesome. Let's move down a little bit and let's see where we need. I just want to show you something real quick, okay? Now, first of all, I know that we're piecing this together, or I'm piecing this together based on what's coming in. So it's up to you basically to be able to fit that, piece that together into a cohesive kind of whole based on what you've turned in this week and what you've turned in last week and how those are related to each other. And I'm saying that because unfortunately you don't have the luxury of starting at week one and doing assignment one and then week one assignment two and so on and so forth. So we'll just try, I just want to mention that so that we're on the same page, right? Cool. Now, where do we need to be in a few short days, Alexandra? A few short days. This is where I would like, well, this is what our final is going to look like, okay? And I'm just going to go through this real quick. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. So I was talking about this being this kind of visual. Well, this would be the final, somewhat close to where you're shooting for your final presentation. I'm not saying you need to present it like this, but just to give you an idea of where you should be thinking of your destination being a presentation, something like this. You talk about the London redesign. You're looking at some historical artifacts of London, some of course, some visual iconography, as well as some previous sporting events logos associated with London. Whoops. Then let's go. And then here's some other previous Olympic logos for some more visual studies, along with the designer's notes. Let's go on to see what these are just other visual, kind of like word maps, all regarding London. Everything here has something to do. So as you can see, the designers is trying to really assemble some visual research in their arsenal for which to use when designing these types of collateral for the Olympics. Now here you have your design brief. And then we're moving forward with the design brief into exploring with shapes and defining what visual direction we'll be going in terms of using geometric shapes and structure. So we're looking at a structural approach to the logo. As we can see here, look at the color presentation, different logo ideas, and so on and so forth. So now we're starting to get into some of the actual pieces that the designer's going to use. I'm sorry about that. I've got my little buddy here with me today, and he's over there snooping around. I heard something and I thought I was about to hear some breakage. Anyways, so note these visual studies here and how they associate with does this thing arrow back? It does. So note where the artist is going into this kind of final mark. this visual identifier, and now that mark is being used in some of the collateral. And then now that mark is also being used as a grid for which to assemble the little pictograms. All right, really fascinating stuff. Okay, so we can see the logical progression of that actual presentation, and how it started and where it ended in terms of giving us a really good idea of the visual direction that this particular designer decided to follow. So that is the meat, and that's kind of where we're trying to end up. So take this and kind of like, see where we're at and where we're going, and let's see if we can't develop a cohesive conceptual and visual roadmap to bring us to that final destination. Okay, so keep working hard. I'm here if you need help. I'm here, so holler at me. All right, thanks.